Welcome to Restoration of Spirit. I'm Janet Kohl. On today's show, we're going to be talking about the art of massage and how that can restore your spirit. So stay with us. Joining us today is Brian Chambers, licensed massage therapist. Brian is going to be telling us about the many benefits of massage, as well as sharing some techniques and teaching us about correct posture. Hi Brian, welcome to the show.
Thanks very much for having me.
Well, Brian is going to tell us the how, when, where, and why of massage, and then give us some tips and techniques. So why don't we start with the why? What are the benefits of massage?
The why is certainly the strongest part of the whole massage equation. I like to say there's two kinds of people in the world, those who love to get massage and those who think they don't. And it's actually a really exciting time to be a professional massage therapist because the evidence, the medical research evidence for the health benefits of massage just keep on getting stronger and stronger. Late last year, Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in LA published a large study on massage that showed a range of health benefits greater even than the researchers expected. It ran the whole gamut from the obvious things like muscle and joint pain to stress reduction. They measured changes in blood chemistry that showed a positive stress reduction, but even things like cardiac risk, digestive health, and even some of the implications of the study are that it can be preventative for neurological diseases like Alzheimer's. So we hope that this all leads to the point where insurance will cover massage on a standard basis, that anybody who has health insurance will cover massage benefits as well. Until that happens, my recommendation to people is that they get massage as often as they can afford to, as often as their schedule allows, even if that's only a few times a year. A lot of clients will get a massage on a monthly basis, but any frequency at all will give you benefits. So the most positive and common one is simple stress reduction. We know that stress interferes with our body's functioning. And the irony of it is that when people hear that stress is a killer, you get stressed about that.
Well, it seems like that's the reason why most people get a massage is for relaxation. It's very restorative and it reduces their stress and they want to just, do it to relax. Would you say that's still probably the number one reason, or are there more people who are doing it as a therapeutic way for, muscle injury, it's been their doctors advise them to get massage for rehabilitative reasons. So is it really more?
That's actually a very good question. I bet if you could tally up all the people who get massages in a given year, the majority of it is for basic stress relief. In my practice, I'm a clinical massage therapist and I do a lot of sports massage. So a great many of my clients are coming to me for specific muscle or joint pain. They're having an operation. I've had a lot of people getting joint replacements and things like that. But even in those cases, as I say to them, relaxation is the most therapeutic force in the world. So even if you're coming for a very specific pain in your body, it starts with relaxation. It starts and ends with just being able to get a little space in your day to relax and be quiet and remember how to relax.
Well, that leads me to my next question of the where, because a lot of people go to spas for massages more specifically to relax, and other people go to different clinics or medical facilities. So where do you go for a massage? What's the best place? And then how do you find that place?
I would say the best place for any given individual to get a massage is the place that's the most convenient and not stress creating. So spas are the place that people normally associate with therapeutic massage, but nowadays there are also a lot of independent massage therapists like myself who are in private practice who maintain an office for massage therapy. Other places are chiropractic offices. Nowadays, most chiropractors will have a massage therapist on staff. That can be really ideal for people who like chiropractic care because they can get the massage in the same place. If you really like that super soothing, calming environment, it's hard to beat a good spa. For my part, I try to create an environment in my office which is relaxing and quiet and calming, even if it isn't filled with waterfalls and candles and incense and things like that. And then for a lot of people, you cannot beat massage in the comfort of your own home.
Exactly, which is where we are now, in what I call my little sacred space.
Yes.
My sunroom is where I like to get massages in my own home. So why don't you tell us what to look out for and how to prepare for that?
Sure. Well, certainly this is a beautiful space that you have here, and the convenience of being able to just move from your couch or kitchen or whatever onto the massage table, and then the therapist leaves and you're able to just move on to the rest of your day. You can't beat that. So in order to get the right massage therapist for you, it needs, of course, to be one who offers house calls and at a cost that you can afford. So probably the best way to start looking for that would be at the American Massage Therapy Association website, which is amtamassage.org. When you go to the AMTA website, you can click right at the top of the opening page on Find a Therapist, and you can enter your address or your zip code, and it will give you a list of all the licensed AMTA member massage therapists in your area by distance from your home. You click on the massage therapist and it will give you a profile, and they'll tell you whether they offer house calls or not. So,
and that's a great way to find a massage therapist, regardless of whether
absolutely.
It's one that's coming into your home or one that works in a clinic
Absolutely.
or in their own office as well. It's a great database.
Exactly right. If you're not going to a spa for a massage, and many people have found a massage therapist who works great for them at a local spa, but if you're just starting out to find the right therapist for you, I strongly recommend doing a search through the site, because the profile will tell you what their specialty is. And if you have particular needs in terms of your age, your health, your injury history, etc., that's going to help. And maybe if you're an educated consumer of massage already, you have a really good idea of what kind of specialties you're looking for. And the site profile will tell you that.
Well, that takes us into exactly what should you look for in a massage therapist, because there are certain certifications and licenses and things like that that we should be aware of, because not everybody out there practicing is doing it the right way. So what should we be looking for when we're trying to find a massage therapist to hire?
I would say as a basic ground rule, you want a state licensed massage therapist who is a member of either the American Massage Therapy Association or a similar professional association, because they've got liability insurance. Massage is extremely safe. Statistically, the incidences of injuries or bad outcomes from massage is infinitesimal. But if you got hurt, if the therapist worked too deeply or stretched a joint farther than it was willing, or able to go, you'd want them to have the professional liability insurance that would cover any doctor's care that you needed. And it also is just an obvious sign that the therapist is professional and cares about you and cares about their own reputation. Beyond that, it's probably, I would say, a case of a few simple things. For most people, it is important whether you have a male therapist or a female therapist. And that's absolutely legitimate. If you are more comfortable being worked on by one or the other, you should get what you want.
Well, I like the idea of trying out multiple therapists, because then you can try one technique or style, get a little variance, try these different things that are kind of more trendy and new, like the hot stone massage or Thai massage is great.
Yeah.
And I've used it for sports injuries as well as just total stress reduction and relaxation.
Yeah.
So I like that idea of using and trying out a bunch of different people. Another thing that I really enjoy is having a massage in the comfort of my own home, because I think that offers a lot of benefits too. It's private. You don't have to drive or go anywhere. You don't have to get dressed afterwards. You can jump into the tub to, prolong your relaxation if you want, or take an Epsom salt bath or something like that to help your muscles even more. Or you can take a nap afterwards. You can kind of continue relaxing, especially if you have your own table, which I don't. And Brian is going to tell us a little bit about the actual table and how he brings this into your home, the setup, and what the cushions on the top are, because we don't see these cushions at just any massage, I've discovered.
Right. So the table itself is really a pretty standard massage portable table. It's lightweight but comfortable. It's extremely strong. A good massage table is rated for about at least a 650-pound working weight and over 1,000-pound static weight. So you could just, practically put a car on this thing. But it folds up compactly, opens up quickly. And in a typical massage table setup, you would have a face cradle that goes into the end of the massage table, like so. This is what you see in 99.9% of massage tables, probably.
Right.
Now, in a spa ad, you'll always see the person getting the massage and they're laying like this, and they're relaxing.
Yeah, without this, I've noticed that.
But it's not really a very relaxing way to get a massage for any length of time. Now, my setup is a little bit special because I use what's called a body cushion. Body Cushion is the brand name of this product. I'm not a paid spokesperson for Body Cushion, but I would not work without this product unless the client elected not to have it. And this is because the Body Cushion is a precision, custom molded orthopedic support that decompresses the spine. And what I mean by that is that if you think about it, if you imagine a person laying down, their spine has curves. Our spines are supposed to be curved from the thoracic and the lumbar curves. When you lay on a flat surface, gravity is starting to push your spine into a flat plane, and that's not healthy, let alone comfortable. And many people will start to have low back discomfort after laying face down for more than about 10 or 15 minutes. So the Body Cushion is designed to eliminate that problem. It supports the curves. For women, it takes the pressure off of their chest. Everybody can get a little bit of discomfort in their abdomen from pressure, so this eliminates that problem. And it's designed to just support you on your skeleton, your collarbone, your rib cage, and your pelvis, and you just kind of feel like you're floating there. So out of 10,000 odd massages that I've done over the years, I've literally only had a handful of people get on the Body Cushion and say, oh, I don't like this. I'd rather just have a flat table. And when that's the case, of course, I defer to the client's preferences. As every massage therapist, the client is in charge of the session, and they should get what they want. And of course, for a typical massage, this is covered with linen. So it's the contoured sheet goes over it, and then the top sheet goes over the client. But we have it like this so we can see it for today's explanation.
That's another thing. Why don't you talk a little bit about draping? Because a lot of people, if they haven't ever had a massage, are a little nervous about being naked on a table in front of a stranger.
Absolutely.
And they don't even realize that you could either wear athletic apparel, running shorts, something like that, your bathing suit, or if you choose to go without clothes, that you would be completely draped appropriately, and that there are actually draping techniques that the pros use. So can you tell us about that quickly?
Well, again, the key to really getting a great massage is that you are comfortable. And that's in all the senses of the word. You have to feel comfortable, you have to feel safe. So the foundation of good massage is respect, safety, comfort, and care for the client. Many people come to me for the first time, they've never had a massage before, and they'll say, well, what should I take off? And I'll say, nothing, if you'd rather stay clothed, or everything if you'd prefer to do that, because you will be draped the whole time. The state licensure laws are pretty clear. And the code of ethics for the Massage Therapy Association are pretty clear. You undrape the area that you're working on. So if I'm working on a client's leg, then I will undrape their leg and tuck the sheet around the leg so that I can work on it. And that's just a no-brainer. So most people, I think, even if they come in a little bit apprehensive about taking their clothes off, are put at ease pretty quickly. And that's just how it needs to be. However, anybody who has body conscious issues or simply is not comfortable taking their clothes off, it's no deterrent to a great massage at all. You can't do Swedish style massage, but you can do everything else: pressure, joint mobilization, point work, etc. And of course, energy work. And many people who come to me will only get their hands, their feet, and their scalp massaged, and that's it. And they're completely happy for that.
Yeah, and a lot of the more movement or sports type of deep tissue massage, where there's a lot more movement, especially of your arms and legs. In those, I usually end up keeping my clothes on or have sports clothes.
Right.
And in the more relaxation type of massage, that's usually when you're draped in the sheets,
I'd say
where you're not moving around as much.
That's a pretty fair distinction between the two sides. If we're doing a lot of sports massage mobilization stuff, it's actually better for the client just to wear bike shorts or a sweatsuit or something, because then there's a lot of very dynamic movement in their legs and arms, and we don't have to be concerned about
Well, while we're on that topic, what's the difference between body work and massage?
Body work is sort of a broad umbrella category for all kinds of massage, plus foot reflexology, Reiki work, and anything that isn't chiropractic, physical therapy, or other kinds of physiotherapy. So body work is a broader term than massage, and body work is also a term that a lot of massage therapists are more comfortable with because the term massage can raise connotations that they don't like.
When getting a massage for the first time or with a new therapist, there are two things that are a really good idea to do. One is a client history, and the other is a postural assessment. So can you tell us what information you gather during the assessment or history of the client?
When, if anybody who's gone to get a massage probably is familiar with the paperwork that you fill out, and the primary concerns of the therapist are health conditions that could limit the work that they're able to do, as well as the musculoskeletal complaints that they want to be able to focus in on. So I conduct just a verbal interview with the client the first time they come, obviously about the things that they're concerned about. What hurts? Where does it hurt? What's your stress level? What did you come to get some relief from? And then ask the obvious questions. Do you have high blood pressure? Are you taking medication for that? Do you have cancer? It's really important to cover all of those things as thoroughly as you can without it becoming stress-inducing in itself. It's too ironic to crank up stress when the person's trying to relax. Then, after the health history is out of the way and you have a good idea of what the person is really seeking from the massage, I do a postural assessment. Not all massage therapists will do this, and I don't even do it with every client. If someone comes to me and I can see that they're really wound up so much that they just can barely, that they're at the end of their rope, I'm not going to start lecturing them about posture. But earlier you asked about the different modalities, the different types of body work. And I'm certified as what's called a structural therapist, and this is very similar to what is commonly called Rolfing, if people are familiar with that term. In structural therapy, in Rolfing, in that family of body work, posture is everything. So sometimes I say I get paid to do massage, but my calling is to help people remember how to stand up, just to stand up. Most of us learn how to stand up and start walking when we're about 1 year old, and we never think about it again. The idea of posture is really very simple because it just involves 3 planes. It involves what's called the coronal plane, which divides you front to back, so the line that goes right down the body, the sagittal plane that divides you left to right, and the transverse plane that's top and bottom. But for this purposes of this illustration, we really only need to think about the coronal plane from front to back. And the landmarks, the relationships are real simple. It is ear to shoulder to hip to knee to ankle. And these landmarks, ear, shoulder, hips, knee, and ankle, should all line up really, really close to the same line.
Some people just aren't comfortable having a massage done by a virtual stranger, or they just can't afford it. So what are some things that people can do if they want the benefits of massage that they can maybe do on their own or with a spouse, friend, partner, something like that?
There's a lot that you can do. Sometimes I'll say to my clients that self-massage is about as soothing as flossing your teeth, but it's almost as good for you. So
I like that analogy.
So the easiest things to start with would be just the tension that we get in our hands and forearms. And you don't ever want to underestimate the therapeutic power of simple, what's called trigger point, where you just, and this is ancient wisdom, find where it hurts and press. So a lot of people get tennis elbow, golfer's elbow, pain in the wrist, weakness in the wrist.
Carpal tunnel.
Carpal tunnel. Now, I do need to make a disclaimer here that I'm not a medical doctor. Licensed massage therapists are not medical professionals. They're allied health professionals, so we can't diagnose, and we can't actually even treat according to diagnosis code. That's a big subject, but I do want to mention that just for the record. So in the case of carpal tunnel, you would say that you're not actually treating carpal tunnel, but you are doing therapy on your wrist. And so all along, if you can see this, usually anywhere that bone meets muscle is one target area to start. And then right in the center of the muscle. It's very typical throughout the whole body. Right where the muscle meets the bone and then right in the middle of the muscle are the areas that are usually the most in pain and where the pressure is the most therapeutic. So along the radius, along the ulna bone, right in the middle of the forearm, here's a very standard technique in active release massage, is that you press into the muscle and then you flex the joint. So you'll feel the muscle moving underneath. And don't be afraid to just sort of work around into the area of greatest tension, because the pressure from the other hand is going to release the muscle, and the flexibility of the joint is going to help that as well. The jaw is a big one, right? People get jaw pain, TMJ, jaw tightness, they grind their teeth at night. This one might look a little silly to you when you do it, but I recommend you do it in the mirror. So just stand in front of a mirror, get your fingertips right under your cheekbone right here, and just draw down. First you draw down, and then you can take your thumb and go up to the cheekbone. And while you do it, you open your mouth. So you're pressing, you're sort of like fighting against yourself a little bit here. It's what I guess you would call an isotonic exercise. Using your thumb going up your cheeks and lowering your jaw. Now, these types of self-massage techniques are available online. If you Google that, there's books on it. And there's really techniques that you can use throughout your body for your feet. This one is one that actually I just learned a couple of years ago, and it's proved really valuable. But if you recline on a comfortable chair, you hook your fingers under your rib cage. And this almost is a thing that's better suited for self-massage than having the therapist do it, because it can really feel kind of invasive and uncomfortable.
Well, it's a lot harder to injure yourself because you're not going to inflict pain on yourself.
Absolutely,
You'll know when to stop.
But if you hook under the rib cage, not digging deep into your guts or anything, just getting right under the bone of your rib, if you feel tenderness there, and you've really got to be kind of laying back a little bit so you can relax. If you feel tenderness there, it's what's called referred pain up to the shoulders. And this, of course, is the single most classic area that everybody reports tension. So, interestingly, you can help relieve shoulder tension by digging in under your rib cage.
Well, it seems like doing your limbs, your legs, your feet by yourself are pretty easy to do, but you don't think about doing the other areas of your body.
Yeah.
I didn't think of ever doing anything like that on my face. I did a lot of work on my shins. When I was training for the marathon, I had really bad shin splints, so I had no choice but to do self-massage and a lot of icing. What about on your feet?
Feet, if you can reach them. I know a lot of people get so stiff in their back that they have a hard time really bending over to squeeze their feet, but man, foot and ankle massage is an ancient approach for improving sleep quality. So the best time to do that, when you sit down to go to bed at night, just prop your foot up, massage the arch of your foot, and rub your ankles briskly. It's interesting because this is a technique that crosses many different cultures in ancient kind of folk remedies. By massaging the ankles and the heel, you disperse the energy from the day in a way that helps you just to go into a deeper sleep. So it's very therapeutic.
Well, I know in a lot of European countries, they'll put a hot water bottle down in their bed at their feet at night because they turn their heat off during the day. It doesn't get as cold there as here in the States, and so they do that as a little warm up the bed, warm up the feet thing as the heat's kicking back on at the end of the day. What about heat? Do you use any heat during massage?
Absolutely.
Do you recommend that?
Heat is extremely therapeutic. It feels so good. In the wintertime, I do a fair amount of hot stone massage. I don't do what you might have seen in spa ads or articles where they just lay the stones across the person. I actually take the hot basalt stone and dig it
Use it to massage.
And that is the one exception. I said earlier that I don't use any tools. I was wrong. The one exception is that I will use a hot basalt stone because it feels so good. And there's something about the stone being such an organic material. The energy is very good. But hot towels, wet heat, dry heat, heat is awesome. I know a lot of therapists who use ice and cold therapy. I don't necessarily advocate it except for extremely acute, fresh injuries, in which case you probably shouldn't be going to see the massage therapist anyway. Just get an ice pack at home.
Well, if you stay with us, I'm going to show you a trick of my own that involves the highest tension area of our body, our shoulders, and it's something that you can do affordably at home on your own to make you feel better. So stay with us. Simple and inexpensive way to help relieve stress that you can use either during your massage or on its own is what I like to call a rice sack. That's right, a rice sack. So this is basically what the finished product of a rice sack looks like, and it's nothing more than a tube sack filled with rice that you can heat in the microwave and then put on yourself either during a massage or any other time that your shoulders are tight or achy or you have a muscle spasm in your neck, and you can simply put it on. And when it's hot, it feels really good and it helps relieve the muscles. So a rice sack is very easy to make. All that we're going to need is one tube sock with one end open, and any typical white rice will do. Most people have it on hand, and that's all that it is, and the rice is what heats up nicely. So after you've opened your tube sock, just open your bag of rice. And this is very quick and simple. We'll just pour the rice right into the sock. Then, once the rice is filled into the sock, simply tie a knot at the end of your sock. Nothing fancy, it's that simple. So now you've got your rice sock. It will stretch out over time as you use it. That's why this one looks a little bit longer. And so there you have it, a rice sock. And this is great for putting over your eyes if it's chilled, or around your shoulders if you've got the typical neck tension. You can use this during your massage, or you can heat it up, put it on your shoulders while you're driving to work in the car. You can put it on outside in cold weather, or you can have it on at your desk while you're working on your computer. Really any time, laying down or sitting up. And then to heat it up, you simply put it in the microwave. In our busy, fast-paced lives, it's more important now than ever to relieve stress and restore our spirits. So join us again next week. Until then, I'm Janet Kohl.